want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Take for there to see. Just like a wing, spread into the streets. It's time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Flip gods into weak and harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make great.
All right, guys, let's get this party started. If you want a reading, be sure and visit my stand store. It is linked in the description below. And as always, we have a fair use, a disclaimer. As you come in, please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share the video if you like it. Let's get it going. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Astrology for Mystics. Thank you so much for being here today. We are going to be talking about the war. Nancy Guthrie, the connections. You know, before each live, especially if I'm talking about the missing, if I'm talking about the astrology of the missing, even with the war, I mean, I've got the United States mapped. I mean, come on. Before each live, I've got this intro. I don't know if you guys pay attention to it, but if you are ever confused about the method, what I'm doing, how I'm investigating cases, how I'm mapping them. I lay it all out in the intro. I mean, how much more can somebody be spoon fed? So if you don't understand, and I'm not saying this in an obnoxious way, I'm serious. If you don't understand this method, if you want to understand it more, watch the intro. Try to understand the method and the reason behind why we can investigate with mythology. I mean, because really it falls back to the root of astrology with the psychology is mythology. Okay. And it's beautiful. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful the way that the universe shows up and shows out when you're not even looking. You're not even paying attention to what's going on. Most of the world have no idea. They have no idea the things that we can understand. But this is a science. This is an ever growing science that I'm doing. It's a study, okay? Mapping the missing, doing astrology as an astrologer. It's a study for me. And with saying that, I want to take you guys back. I want to take you back to a recent live that I did. Okay. I want to take you back. Hold on just for a second. And then I'm going to say hi to each and every one of you that is chatting. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, do all that good jazzy junk that gets me out there in the algorithm. Okay. Here we go.
Note said that Nancy Guthrie is in Sonora, Mexico.
So here is Sonora. Y'all can hear that, right? Let me just make sure you can hear it before I go any further. Say yes if you can hear it, please. Before I go any further, let's just make sure we're all on the same page. Say yes or no if you can hear it. Let me go again.
Note said that Nancy Guthrie is in Sonora, Mexico.
So here is Sonora. I already had that on the map. Okay, cool. Okay, y'all can hear it. Okay, so this is a past live, and I'm talking about Nancy, and I'm gonna bring it all in. I'm gonna bring it all in for you guys that want the juice right now. Okay, I'm gonna bring it all in. Just give me a second. Okay, I want you to listen because I created this just for this live, just for you. Okay, I'm spoon feeding, and I don't like to do it, but I'm doing it for you listeners, for you trying to understand how deep Nancy Guthrie, her case can go. It could go all the way to the war, just like General McCaslin. Okay. I'm going to break it all down for you, but I need you to listen to this first. I've clipped it. It's going to be really short and, as short as I can make it. Here we go. Y'all listen. Okay. Please.
Note said that Nancy Guthrie is in Sonora, Mexico.
So here is Sonora. I already had that on the map. And this is also Sonora. Okay. So we've got Sonora, Mexico. It's pretty big. This is the capital. And I did this live. Let me just say, sorry. I did this live on the 7th. This was 5 days ago. I want you to understand that this was 5 days ago when we first heard that come out of Brian Enton's mouth when he reported Sonora, Mexico. 5 days ago. I want you to understand that astrology is a psychology, it's a great investigative tool. Is where Charles Guthrie allegedly had a heart attack. So Sonora, Mexico, I'm talking about Sonora, Mexico, and how it has significant meaning. So if the guys, I mean, hear me out here. Let's use some common sense here, okay? If this ransom person is mentioning Sonora, I think it's a little bit more significant and we need to be talking about it, okay? We need to be talking about it. It's significant. Here we go. So let's just go down into the lines here because the black, if you're new to the channel, the black on Nancy's map is the FBI. Wisdom with communications, 2. 2. Can't make it up, guys. So for the FBI, this is where there's a lot of wisdom. This is a 19 in Virgo degree, a 19 Virgo, but it is squaring Hygeia in Gemini. So if it's squaring Hygeia in Gemini, that means that it is squaring going this way. Up, Phelps Dodge. Oh, Phelps Dodge. Well, Phelps Dodge.
Note
Okay,
said that
so
Nancy
oh
Guthrie
shoot, damn it. What'd I just do? So what I'm showing here, right? What I'm showing here is Phelps Dodge. I'm showing the Charles Guthrie connection with Sonora. Okay. Are we all on the same page right now? I just want to make sure that we are all on the same page because I am going to spoon feed you like a little baby. Okay. Sonora, Mexico. Charles Guthrie. The map. Don't lie. Okay, we may misconstrue because there's no science to this shit. Okay, but I mean, we can only do the best we can do. That's what this channel is all about. We watch, we observe, we learn, we gain wisdom. Okay, that's what we do here. So if we think about the map, the connection with Charles Guthrie and Sonora, Mexico, and Phelps Dodge. Phelps Dodge has, I've got certain areas on the map with Phelps Dodge. And it does matter in the grand scheme of things because this case could be so deep, so much deeper. I think that anybody is really fathoming that this can go. And then we can bring it all back. And I'm going to, I promise you, with this live, I'm going to go down the rabbit hole, but then I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to bring it back to Tommaso and Dominic, but I need you to follow me for a minute. Okay. Just hear me out with all the things that could be going on here. It could be so much deeper. And we can go the conspiracy route. We can go the logical, more, mundane, more, we can see where we could go with different theories with Nancy Guthrie's case, right? But let me finish. Let me finish with this. Let me finish. Hold on. So we are going this way with the communications. There's White Sands Missile Range, and we can just keep on going. And we can see that I have Quantico. So this is Quantico. This is the challenge for the FBI. It means that, okay, and you know what the challenge with everybody understands, right? Like we all understand Quantico. So Sheriff Nano sent the DNA stuff to Florida when the FBI allegedly wanted to send it to Quantico. So that is the significance with Quantico. You're never going to find another channel like this. Okay. Y'all be sure and hit that thumbs up because you're not going to find another channel like this ever. Probably in your lifetime. Okay. Hit that thumbs up. I need y'all to do that for me. Check this out. Here we go. Go back. So here we are with Quantico. This is Quantico. This is the challenge for the FBI. It means that all of this attention and this relationship with the Bitcoin, with groups, with relationships, it is possibly telling us that it's BS, that she's not dead. That could be that. It could be that she's not dead. Because I have proposed that she may not be. There's an intense experience that is happening at 12 noon with Israel, with Trump, with Mexico, because they all three share the 344 degree. And it's intense. So, the other thing that is also showing up that's worthy of discussion is Colorado. Colorado is showing up here. Utah is showing up, probably with the Ted Bundy stuff, but this 1701, well, that's Dominic. That's Dominic, guys. Speaking of Mexico, let's look at Dominic and his connection with Mexico, because this is important. So, Dominic, his connection to Mexico is in 1804. 1804. That is his Neptune. His Neptune is in 1804. And that's where the flame of life is shown. So it's not just shown to Mexico. So the 1804 that Dominic has, this is a non-mover. That means that, let me tell you what this means. As an astrologer, what this means for me is that as an investigator with astrology, I can look at Dominic. I can look at his non-movers and I can keep an eye on him. I can watch him. I can watch him like a fucking hawk. Okay? Like sting on shit. That's what that means. As an astrologer, I can do that if I wanted to. Usually I'm too much deep. I'm going all over the place. I'm looking at this person that's missing. I'm looking at this person that's missing. I'm going back and forth. I'm looking at, a case 4 decades old. I don't get stuck on just one case. I'm looking at all kinds of different cases all the time. I'm looking at charts all the time. A lot of times I'll have people say, hey, I was watching this is what happened. And I'm like, did I say that we needed to watch this day? Because that is the way that it is. I'm always looking at different charts. It's crazy. An astrologer is always looking at different things. And I don't get just stuck on one case, but Nancy Guthrie's case is intertwining. I'm noticing is intertwining with the freaking war, with everything having to do with the stock market, arms, and war. Okay. And so we need to talk about this angle too. We can stay in the comfort zone and talk about Dominic and Tommaso. Okay. We can talk about Annie. We can talk about Cameron. We can talk about the close family. But the close family, I mean, if we really want to freaking get honest, the family, Nancy Guthrie, isn't just some hot, her son is flying a freaking jet, fighter jet that Lockheed Martin creates for Israel to bomb the shit out of Lebanon. Okay, so there is a bigger picture here. You got Nancy Guthrie's son-in-law, Mike Feldman, and his connections with Epstein and the Clintons and all this fucking drama. Like, we really need to get honest here. Stop pussyfooting around all the truth. This is a big deal. We got General McCaslin now missing. Come on, guys. I know that we don't really want to go here and we want to think that it could be some type of terrorist. It could be something serious shit like that. There could be some deeper angles that we haven't even thought about. We haven't even looked at. And all of that blood with Nancy that's coming out of that could be just her bumping her arm. She's old. Nancy's old. It could just be her bumping her arm. She could have walked out that front door and everybody is sentencing her to death without any evidence. It's just like, whoa. But when we look at the astrology, we can see some type of evidence that will, it's just going to begin to form. And it's going to be things that you just can't ignore, that you're going to just continuously see a pattern as an investigator looking at a case. You're going to begin to see patterns form, and these patterns are telling you a bigger story could be emerging. You know what I'm saying? So let's listen to the rest of this. Let me shut up for a second. Let me shut up. Let's watch the rest of this with Dominic. The flame of life, it comes and it goes. It gets ignited and then it goes out. The flame of life, this is where we are looking at things of the past with Dominic and his connection with Mexico. I mean, that's what I wanted to show you guys, because this energy with Sonora, Mexico is definitely about Charles Guthrie. It is about Charles Guthrie. It really is. It's about Charles Guthrie and Mexico and Lebanon, because they are all sharing certain degrees in their charts. Like Mike Feldman, no matter what time Mike Feldman is born, he has certain places that he's connecting to, like Missouri, like Lebanon, Syria. I mean, we can see he's Jewish. Mike Feldman is Jewish. Where he was mining and he allegedly died of a heart attack. So the weekends, um, let's see, the weekend of the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th, and then the 26th, the 27th, and the 28th. But really, the 27th. I want us to be really, really watching, paying attention on the 17th, because the 17th is when it will really pick up. We haven't gotten to the lunar node of fate with the 628 just yet, but we are going to see a major transformation with Mike Feldman. Maybe he'll put out another post or something like that. This 7, do y'all see that? April 17th. Okay. This is things that when you're watching this channel, it's a learning curve for sure. You got to really be paying attention. So the April 17th, that's when I'm talking about Mike Feldman. This is his connection with Missouri. And the only connection that I can find with Missouri could be Lockheed Martin. And this is going to go back to the war that we're in right now. Okay. I promise you, it's all connected. And if you watch my intro, I'm stating that everything is connected. Everything is connected. It's interconnected. It's just, how is it interconnecting? Because when Nancy goes missing, shit's going on with people's cameras. There's something going on. This is like a military operation, guys. Multiple people are involved. That's what I think. That's my theory. Okay. 1717 is definitely an expansion with Mexico. We're going to see that with Mexico. The weight is going to come back over Mike Feldman and Hillary Clinton on April 24th. And that 1804 that connects with Dominic, that connects with Mexico, is showing up. And that's going to be Friday, April 24th. All right. So just letting you know, it's a big time period for Dominic, for Mike Feldman, and the Clintons. Miss Clinton. This right here is a time period, April 24th. This is a time period where shit's about to get real for Dominic, but I'm not so sure that Dominic is the actual perpetrator, that this isn't something so much more deeper, that this isn't, because on April 24th, we are coming in, and that is if I have Fort Huachuca, if I have their chart correct. Okay. That's really going to, because I've created it myself. But it just so happens, okay? It just so happens that Uranus at this time period on Friday, the 24th, is going to shake up Trump. It's going to shake up the King, Charles, Mr. King. And it's also going to be, there's going to be some breakups that's happening with the different agencies, but definitely with, shit, I'm trying to think of what it is. The Witness Protection Program. So we've got the Witness Protection Program. We've got all kinds of shit going down in this chart right here. It looks intense. It looks really intense from my point of view. And if I've got the chart right for Huachuca, they are having a Chiron return. And this is a time period that we're going to be going into where Tommaso also has his Chiron return. And if I were talking to Tommaso, I'd be telling him, dude, you're going through a Chiron return during the same time period that your brother-in-law, Mike Feldman, is having a huge weight over him with home, with family, and with Hillary Clinton. There are things that are taking place on this day and the days to come that are going to be surreal for the Nancy Guthrie case. And it's going to start. I mean, it's already started, right? It's already started, guys, but this is a big time period. Okay. It's coming into a really big time period, especially with Dominic and Tommaso, Annie, all of them. This is becoming surreal. All right. So I'm taking note of that, but I'm also during this live, let's finish. And then there's going to be a relationship that's going to come to Savannah. And that's going to come with Mexico. Monday. It's about a relationship from the past, from Mexico. From Mexico. It's about 2 a.m. Monday morning. But see that 652 that she has with her lunar nodes with a relationship here on April 27th, that 652 with this relationship in Aquarius, they're in the 12th house. Guys, and it's rising out of 654, so it's coming over that 652, and this is at 2 a.m. Monday, Nashville time. But that 652 is also with the leader, an ex-leader of Hezbollah. I've got ex-leaders, I've got leaders. A lot of them, look, a lot of the people that you really want to deep dive and get down deep with the war or any kind of secret shit that's going down, like you can't get their birthday. They don't have their birthday online anywhere. Anywhere. So, and if you can find Cameron Guthrie's birthday, please let me know. I'd love to see his birthday. I'd love to see his connections when his mother went missing because I think it's a little bit more, a little bit more. And it may not be. It may just be something simple. There was a construction worker or a roofer or a plumber, and they've just gotten away with it all this time from all these high freaking agencies that are allegedly involved in looking at Nancy's case. What in the hell is going on here? I mean, what the, I just can't even make this up. This is deranged. This case is deranged. All right. Let's finish. And you can see that Saturn is now at the 844. So the lunar nodes of fate with Mike Feldman, Saturn is going to slow him down. And the 1701 is going to be in transit as well. So it's interesting that Mike and Dominic are showing up together, just like they did yesterday. They just keep showing up together. But then look, here's Mexico with the 1824. It's about the sixth house of health, the everyday. And then look, we have Colorado there once again. We have Colorado again. Colorado just keeps showing up as well. But Colorado and Syria have that 353 degree in their chart. So we have to think of Syria too. We can't just think about the connection that Colorado is making. We have to think about Syria. Okay. Well, so where the FBI is rising, they are descending going into Colorado. They descend here with relationships that have to do with war, warring, anything that has to do with warring. Colorado Springs, there's Collins Airspace, Newmont Corporation, Buckley Space Force Base, Lockheed Martin, Lockheed. So I'm feeling it. That past reading that I was doing, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling Lockheed. I'm feeling Lockheed. And then people in the chat, they're telling me, hey, Lockheed, they were just, there was a cyber thing and this, that, and the other. And we got to seeing that, General McCaslin, the Space Force base in Greenland is connected to Lockheed. And we've got, Lockheed. What else does Lockheed do? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Because I think that we just need to make sure that we're looking at it from all angles, even the conspiracy rabbit hole shit. We need to go here. I mean, why not? What else do we have to lose right now? I mean, for real. So I'm going to pause it here. Cameron Guthrie flew an F-16. Okay. Lockheed Martin supplies the Israeli Air Force with F-35 and F-16 fighter jets and various missile systems used in conflicts involving Lebanon. Okay. Okay. Or do we understand? These weapons, including Lockheed Martin's Hellfire missiles, form a core part of Israeli military actions in the region. Do we need to see, we see this is happening right now, correct? If you agree, say yes. If you don't, say no. Let's be on the same page because I am damn sick and tired. I really am. I'm sick and tired of the bullshit. I'm sick of the deflection. Look, the sheriff, he also connects with Missouri and Lebanon. So, I mean, it's all a distraction. I need you guys to focus with me when it comes to this case. Okay? There is a connection here. This is a type of lobbying as well. Okay, I need all of us to be on the same page and say, yes, this is also a part of APAC. This is a part of lobbying. Yes, yes. Okay, great. We are all on the same freaking page and not distracted by all this other bullshit. Okay. These weapons, including Lockheed Martin's Hellfire missiles, form a core part of Israeli military actions in the region, with the company's F-35 jets actively utilized in airstrikes. Lockheed Martin and Israel, Lebanon context says military action. Lockheed Martin aircraft and weapons are heavily used in Israeli operations in Lebanon. They're making money. Okay. Is cha-ching. Do you understand that God wants them. Okay, this is how deranged this shit is. Okay, God wants them to bomb the shit out of countries while the money changers, the Christ would flip the shit. Okay, he would flip it. All right, so there is no justice, there is no peace, there is no love, light, and all this bright with any of this stuff that's going on with the war and with Nancy, and that's why they connect. She connects to Wall Street, for fucking heaven's sakes. I mean, she connects to Wall Street, guys. When I tell you something, I'm 100 in it. I understand it. I do astrology so much different than you have ever even realized that it can be done with. Okay? I'm telling you, there is some weird shit that is going down with this war and Nancy Guthrie. And it takes me back to Emanuela Orlandi when she went missing. There was a war going on. There was a war going on, and she went missing from the Vatican. From the Vatican. It was an inside job, and it had to do with war. Who would have ever thought that this little girl could go missing inside the Vatican and disappear and still don't know where she's at? Okay? So, come on. That was 40 years ago. The, come on now. Let's get on the level here of the different angles that we could definitely go down with this case that ain't nobody talking about. Lockheed Martin aircraft and weapons are heavily used in Israeli operations in Lebanon. Profit and technology. The company is noted for strengthening its ties with the Israeli defense industry, including a renewed agreement through 2029, and it's 2026, guys. We got a few more years, all right, with this profit. Lockheed Martin has worked with Israeli firms to develop technologies like the iron beam laser aimed at countering threats like those from Hezbollah. Hezbollah is in Lebanon. Okay. We just got to look at their charts. It's that simple. When we're investigating with astrology, it's really that simple. But you got to connect degrees. Okay. That's the thing that everybody misses is the connections. I mean, it's pretty freaking simple. It's like grade school. It's that simple. But nobody looks at it that simple. I don't get it. I don't get it. But anyways, Lockheed Martin has worked with Israeli firms to develop technologies, right? With Hezbollah. Okay. Lockheed Martin countering threats. Okay. While supplying Israel Lockheed Martin missiles and fire control has previously been involved in supplying weapons to the Lebanese armed forces. Hold on. Let's read that again. Let's make sure we're reading it correctly. While supplying Israel Lockheed Martin missiles and fire control has previously been involved in supplying weapons to the Lebanese armed forces, including Hellfire missiles. Okay. I'm just making sure I read that correctly. Lockheed Martin covers the region, including Lebanon, through its Middle East business operations managed from the UAE. United States government with the armed sales, because this is a part of the armed sales that makes a lot of money, guys. Armed sales is big. They're like, this is epic fury. Look at us go. And then they show their new weapons. And it's like, ooh, let me buy this. Let me buy this. And it's just a weapon feeding frenzy like a bunch of piranhas just wanting to get the latest weapon. And it's just costing so much money and they just love it. It's so biblical, isn't it? It's so Jesus-like. God bless, right? United States of Israel. Lockheed Martin covers the region, including Lebanon, through its Middle East business operations. The U.S. government has approved sales of Lockheed-produced weapons to the Lebanese armed forces for defense capabilities. So we're on both sides, honey. We're on both sides, okay? Don't get it messed up. We're on both sides. We're like willing and dealing, talking to this one, talking to that one, lobbying, doing this, doing that. Oh, we're just, and people are dying. People are being bombed. People are going missing. People are being extracted, and it's okay. It's okay. They're untouchable. These people are, they're untouchable. Let's read that again. Arms sales. The United States government has approved sales of Lockheed produced weapons to the Lebanese armed forces for defense capabilities. Reports indicate that Lockheed Martin CEO confirms data from Israel's use of the F-35 jets is crucial for the company's financial growth. Okay. So that is what I wanted to show you. First and foremost, here's another thing that I thought that was very interesting when it comes to Nancy Guthrie. And I think we need to talk about it because we are looking at a case that is very political. Nancy was political. Her daughter is political. Her son was in the forces driving a Lockheed Martin moneymaker. Okay. That big old F-16. Come on now. Ugh, she goes missing from Arizona. We got Raytheon. We got Fort Huachuca. We got all kinds of universities there that are so political, and we've got all kinds of schools devoted to the Jewish religion, to Zionism, to the cause for Israel first, for the United States of Israel. Otherwise, you're anti-Semitic. You got it? You got it? And this is from Alan Newman. And let me just tell you who Alan Newman is. Alan Newman is the author of the novel Good Heart and a pro-Israel advocate who holds leadership positions at AIPAC, Stand With Us, and other agencies. And this is his write-up. On February 13th, after Nancy goes missing, he says, think of it as 251 Nancys. Maybe the interest, and I'm just going to read it to you. Okay. I'm into the mood of spoon feeding tonight. Okay. Maybe the interest and emotions around the Guthrie saga will help people to better understand what Israel went through day after day for 2 years. Is he pissed off about Nancy? Because it's kind of feeling like it to me. Maybe the interest, because maybe the interest? Why do you not have an interest, Alan? Okay, but I'm going to give Alan Newman benefit of the doubt. But he's sounding a little bitchy to me here. I don't know about y'all. Maybe the interest and emotions around the Guthrie saga will help people to better understand what Israel went through day after day for 2 years. Here's the picture that he puts in. Some 3,000 balloons placed on the seats of the auditorium at the ICC in Jerusalem as a part of the Red Balloon campaign saying no to terror and calling on Hamas to release from Gaza the hostages kidnapped on October 7th from Israel, November 2nd, 2023. So this is Alan with AIPAC, and he is calling on readers to think about Nancy as just one in thousands of people that could have been terrorized and kidnapped from Hamas. Okay? I need all of us to get on the same page as what is being delivered here. And I want to remind you guys too. Let me just stop it right here before we go any further. I just want to remind you guys too. The ambassador from Israel was there. The day that Nancy goes missing, he's there. He's there in Arizona. And if you haven't seen the map of where the schools are, where he was, you're missing out. You're missing out because it's phenomenal what the map is pulling with these places where he went, where he spoke the day that Nancy went missing. The Israeli ambassador, they're right there in Tucson, Arizona that day. She goes missing. So let me finish here with this because it's important, I think. And I'm going to skim through it, okay? Continuous reporting has filled television airways and made headlines in the United States about the kidnapping in Tucson, Arizona of Nancy Guthrie, the mother of NBC News anchor Savannah Guthrie. Practically every news outlet has devoted time to each twist and turn of this story, which began on February 1st. It's a full-throated whodunit garnering viewers' attention, and seemingly all have been caught up these past 2 weeks in worry and concern for this 84-year-old woman. So already to me, this dude is acting like Alan is acting like what's the big deal? What's the big deal? And that's what okay, that's what he's making it out to be. I don't know. Y'all can decide. Y'all decide what you think. Let me know if you think I'm being too sensitive, if I'm just, picking up on something that's just silly. I don't know. Y'all let me know. A little more than 2 years ago, on October 7th, 2023, Israel was invaded by thousands of Palestinian terrorists from the Gaza Strip led by Hamas. They invaded the south border, proceeded to murder 1,200 people, injure some 2,000 others, and kidnap 250 men, 251 men, women, and children, dragging them into Gaza. The vicious perpetrators provided ample evidence of their ghoulish actions with their own GoPro cameras. Think of it as 251 Nancys. So he is basically saying, hey, I understand that y'all are concerned about Nancy, but let me just take you back and let me make it all about the Jewish people. Let me make it about Hamas, who the Israeli government has created along with the United States. Let me just talk about Hamas, this quote unquote terrorist. I mean, get the hell out of here, dude. Do you think we were just born yesterday? Israel went to war for the next 2 years, not just with Hamas in Gaza, but with Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Houthis in Yemen, and Iran itself. On October 13th, 2025, the last living hostages returned to Israel. On January 26th, the last hostage of the body, Ron Javili, 24, was brought home, and hostages square in Tel Aviv and throughout the Jewish whatever, the fate of the kidnapped became a gut-wrenching campaign. They were Israelis, 251 Nancys. So he's making light, and he's making it all about them, all about him, all about APAC. Let's don't talk about her. Look at me. Look at me. Look at what we went through. Okay. In Israel, the societal resolve to never leave behind a hostage played out militarily, diplomatically, and personally. After all, in just 3 degrees of separation, each kidnapped soul was a family member to every Israeli. In every synagogue, shop, neighborhood, the tragedy was front and center. Each rescue and resolution was important. So were each of the nearly 1,000 soldiers who died in battles and attacks waged on 7 fronts, thanks to America and especially to United States President Donald Trump working with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The fighting in Gaza and throughout the region was mostly brought to a halt. With a great celebration and relief, many hostages came home to their families and the dead received a proper religious burial. Likely, the drama around Nancy Guthrie will soon be resolved. Maybe the interest and emotions around this saga will help people better understand what Israel went through day after day for 736 days. So, just asking you guys, what you think? What you think about that? What you think about that? What do you think about this leader with APAC, journalist, writer, making light of the Nancy Guthrie case and wanting us to think about all the people that have suffered with Hamas and Hezbollah and all the people that we've armed, that we've helped train? It's so sad and sick and twisted that anybody thinks that it can't be connected, because it can. This case with Nancy can be connected, guys, with the war, with the money changers. You know, the people that Jesus flipped the table, those money changers didn't want us to be of the world. He didn't want kings and queens and all this labeling. Christ is king, right? He never wanted to be king. He wants to be heard. These people are quacked. They're quacked out. I mean, that's all I can say. They are quacked out. If you think that this couldn't have anything to do with Lockheed Martin, because Lockheed Martin supplies the Israeli force, the Air Force, the F-35, F-16 jets, and various missile systems used in conflicts. They have. They've used them in conflicts. And we are supplying the quote unquote terrorists. Make it make sense. We need better. We need better leaders. This is absolutely crazy that Jeffrey Epstein is still ruling. And people think he's dead. He's not dead. And I don't think that there is this big crime scene that happened at Nancy Guthrie's. It doesn't appear to be any type of crime scene that we've heard about. There's some blood, but she's old. She's old, and that arm, if you've been around old people, y'all know that blue arm that she's got, that arm, it could have hit something and boom, all that blood goes trickling down. And she's walking out the front door. I mean, the joke could definitely be on us, but look, I'm going to be doing a members only live, and I'm going to be talking about algol and what algol has to do with forensic astrology so far. So far, because forensic astrology isn't really a science. Like if there is any pattern, if there is any type of science, I'm going to find it. I can promise you that. But I haven't found it yet. And I've been looking for years. And so I'm still trying to figure out if there is any science, any patterns with any type of forensic astrology. I can think of certain things, that we could talk about with the forensic astrology, and it's going to line up just perfect. But then there's those times that you're wrong. And it's those times that you're wrong that you want to learn from. Okay. And, that's why me and ChatGPT are arguing all the time because it's got shit wrong all the time. And it's like, why even mess with ChatGPT? It's not even, it's just stupid. It's just dumb. I can give it everything and it's still just goofy. And that's kind of like what is going on with our system right now. It's just all goofy. It's all so goofy and it's not working together. Look, Tommaso has a Chiron return. This is a big time period for him. It's big. It's big with him and Dominic. Okay. If there's anybody that's going to be to blame, I think it could go back to them. I think it could go back to them. But there is a deeper angle that I want you guys to understand with Nancy Guthrie, her case. And y'all let me know if you want me to show you the astrology because I've been deep diving all day and I could go from chart to chart to chart and I'd probably lose you. That's the reason why I'm not even showing the astrology because I think that I would probably lose you with where my mind and, where everything is going, where everything is connecting. But I can show you on the map probably better than I could read it to you, because it is a massive web. Yes, 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 yes. It is a massive web. Give me just a second. Let me my eyes are floating. Hold on. Let me take a little break. I'll be right back. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it's a big ass web and we are just getting caught up in it. We are all getting caught up in the web and it's thick. It goes deep. It's like the military, it just seems like this case seems like a military type of operation. It seems like there could be definitely attorneys involved. I mean, it could be deep. It could be deep. I've looked at it with all kinds of charts. I mean, Army vet, like I've looked at it with all kinds of charts. I've looked at it with anything and everything that I could find. And we are going deep with Nancy's case. We just are. I mean, we just are. It's a conspiracy, and I don't know that she'll ever be found. As Hero saw Jesus' star go up and ordered him killed, the same thing would happen today. Don't get it twisted. I promise you. It's going to happen today. The whole family is a part of it. I think that I think that it could be. I mean, it could be even okay, so I've even seen I want to say this. I want to put the disclaimer out that it could be something like this. It could be the family, okay? It could be the family with the military and their connections with the military and the higher ups. Where Nancy walked out of that house and she just fine, okay? But it could also be and she could still be alive, okay? These scenarios have her alive right now, but it could also be to where the family is being manipulated. They are being there could be a terrorist type of involvement here because I think about Emanuela Orlandi, and it could be an inside job, but also having to do with war, also having to do with other political movements and things that are going on at the time. Okay. It could be things that we are thinking about, but we're not thinking about it in the whole spectrum of really what it could be. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I mean, but I hope y'all do. I hope y'all are getting it. I hope y'all are understanding. I'm trying to explain everything that I'm seeing in a way without having to show you the charts and get you all messed up and confused. Because once I start doing the numbers and you start seeing how I'm investigating it, you're going to be like, what the hell is she doing? I don't know what she's talking about. And, it just gets in the way of our communications. But, well, I mean, it is definitely religious. Okay. It's definitely religious because you can't not see that there is a major religious movement going on in the political arena too. They're using religion. They're using it. They're not religious. They're cultish, but they're using the religion to get on, for people's for their emotions, their attachments, if you will, often called the fourth estate, suggesting that the modern media is an extra constitutional branch of the government. The individuals and corporate entities that control the various sectors of the news and commentary have become powerful force. Well, they've been a powerful force, right? They've been a powerful force. Kennedy was talking about them being a powerful force, the media being a very powerful force, a politically driven, bought and paid for. So if we think about the Rothschilds, and if we go back and we just, it's not a conspiracy anymore. I mean, we all know this. It's a fact. It's not a conspiracy. The Rothschilds have infiltrated anything and everything in modern society, in society in general, our education, our healthcare system, our monetary system, every type of system you can think of, they're all involved. These rich motherfuckers are all involved in every single thing that we can think of, including our healthcare system. I mean, where are they not involved at? And these people, these Epstein peoples, these high elite peoples, Nancy Guthrie was connected with the Clintons, connected with all kinds of things going on with the markets. The Glover Park, Savannah Guthrie, the Today Show, all the victims of Epstein, Alan Dershowitz, big attorneys, people from Harvard, people at Utah, University of Arizona. I mean, big warring type of powerful people. Nancy is associated with these type of people. I mean, so is McCaslin. So we have to think that this could just be something that is a lot deeper, a lot more a conspiracy than we really want to admit. And we hate to think about it like that, but damn. I mean, put your tinfoil hat on and let's party. That's all I can say. Everything changed after Walter Cronkite. Girl, Walter Cronkite, I mean, wow. Gosh, what a legend. Who didn't love to listen to him? Man, that's taking us back right there, Cinderella. I'm gonna have to listen to some of his stuff. They do use religion for political interests. I don't know that it will ever be solved. I just don't know that Nancy Guthrie's case will ever be solved. And I'm going to do a members only about alcohol, and I'm going to explain the reason why. And we are going to, on this channel, we are definitely going to be exploring that degree with alcohol. And we're going to be watching it from case to case to case. And so far, alcohol, let me just hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Here we go. So the myth Perseus and Medusa. Okay, this is where we're going to go. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on. Here we go. The myth of Perseus and Medusa is one of the most famous tales. And the reason why I'm telling you this, hold on, let me backtrack. God dang. That's where I'm really trying to get better with my communications. Okay. Perseus and Medusa. I want to show you this. Okay. I want to read this to you because this is very important. Nancy's going through a Uranus return. It comes every 84 years. And when your parents go through it, if they're alive at 84, you can be a you can testify. You can be a witness that some shit be going down when your parents turn 84. It's just some weird shit that be going down with them. There's a shakeup. Okay, there's this shakeup that will take place. And it just depends on where their Uranus is at. Okay, so when it returns, Nancy's is in Taurus. It's about money, it's about resources, it's about things that she possesses, things that she owns. It's the earth, it's minerals, okay? Gems, diamonds, oil, things like that, okay? Well, for Nancy, it's still going on. That's still going on for her. Point blank, period. Keep that in the back of your mind. Write it down, okay? Nancy's going through this Uranus return. It's a 26 Taurus. 26 Taurus is Algol. That's where the fixed star Algol is. Let me show you. Let me show you. I can better show you, okay? The myth of Perseus and Medusa is one of the most famous tales of heroism and tragedy in Greek mythology. It follows the journey of the demigod Perseus, son of Zeus, as he is sent on a seemingly impossible quest to slay Medusa. So this Algol is the story of Medusa. Okay, it's Medusa. So you want to think about Medusa losing her head. It's about the head. It's about conspiracy. Because Medusa's story is surrounded by conspiracy. A prophecy of death. King Acrisius of Argos was warned by an oracle that his grandson would one day kill him. To prevent this, he locked his daughter in a bronze chamber. However, Zeus visited her in the form of a shower of gold, and she gave birth to Perseus. Upon discovering the child, Acrisius cast Danae, the infant Perseus, into the sea in a wooden chest. They were eventually rescued by a fisherman named Deities on the island of Seriaphus, whatever this is called. This is the story of Medusa. He killed the beast, sometimes using Medusa's head. Medusa's head. So it's about shielding, using. It's a conspiracy with money, with assets. That's what Medusa's story is about. It's a conspiracy. And astrology is just, it's like when you have that 26 degree, you just don't know if that person is going to be found because it's such a conspiracy. Everything that is surrounding that case. And I've looked at a lot of cases, years and years of them. And this 26 degree is just, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see this degree in a chart because not everybody that has this 26 Taurus degree is going to go missing. But there are gonna be some things that are gonna go down with that person, and it's a study in itself, if even, if they're not missing. So, on January 27th, the doomsday clock was set at 85 seconds to midnight. Mm, interesting. Albert Einstein established it. Well, I can say that with Nancy, this 26 degree that she is connected with different places, different agencies. Fort Huachuca, we've got Space Forces, we've got different leadership that she is connecting with. She's got different countries, Lebanon, Syria, and the person that took her, it could be something terrorist related. And we could be thinking about the family. Thing is that Tommaso, he's got a Chiron return right now. So let me tell you when that is. Let me show you that. Let me show you guys. Because I want you guys to I want you to see this. I want you to make sure that you know what day that this is going to be taking place. Because you heard it first here, I can promise you that. I don't care if you hear it from somebody else, you heard it first here. All right. So the Chiron return, I'm going to talk about that as I show it. Let me turn me off. The Chiron return is where we're sharing pain. Somehow, some way we're sharing pain. We are being uplifted by this pain. And let me see, where is it at? Well, dang it. My epic pen isn't coming up. Well, damn. Okay, well, my pen's not coming up, so we're gonna have to deal without that. But let me show you. Lebanon is in big. I mean, we are in a time period, guys, that is crazy. Hold on. Let me show this to you. Here we go. Entire screen. Try it again. All right, guys, hold on. I'm gonna look at the screen in just a second. I mean, I'm gonna look at chat in just a second. Let me take these off so they're not distracting me here. Hold on. Let me show you the map. So the green is missing. The black is the FBI. So we're just looking at the missing in the FBI. When she went missing, I've mapped this from her house at 10 o'clock because that's around when she would have went in the house. That's when around the time that she would have been last seen. So looking at this at 10 o'clock from her home, I'm going to go deep down in and look at this. Okay. We're going to turn on some addresses. Okay. So we got construction home. This could be, it could have been abandoned. Nobody living there, but it could be some type of construction going on there. We got Brent. Brent, he's the one that saw the white van leaving. There's the parking area. And then here is Peter McGall's, and Ryan McDaniel has rented from him here. Okay. So we're going to go deeper into the map. We're going to talk about it real quick. Just refresh your memory. This is Palace in Pisces. So Palace in Pisces is shaking things up, but there's an investigation here that we're not quite seeing that clearly. Okay. This is very foggy when it comes to the investigation. When it comes to any type of charity, any type of charity that it would be taking place with this property. And it does connect to Epstein and the Witness Protection Program, connects to New Mexico, the Department of Defense. Their investigations would challenge courts, immigration, university, planes, religion, things of that nature. So any type of foreigner. And then this is where the FBI, there's a health access here. There's things that have taken place in the past. It could even be a past offender, somebody that's offended in the past, somebody that has been to jail. Okay. There could be somebody related with this home in some way, shape, or, form. I don't know. I ain't talking to these people, so I don't know. But this is, we could have, there's something going on here with this property for sure. And then this person, Brent, saw a white van. So he sees a white van. This is where the FBI is, they have their lowest point here. For some reason, the FBI, with this information with Brent, for some reason, the FBI is having a low point with business, with work. The FBI has a low point here with business, with work, and their public image, their authority. It's just a low point for the FBI from Nancy's house. And then Vesta in Aquarius, this is where the flame of life is reignited. So it's because of him saying that there is a suspect in a white van. Now we have a reigniting of a flame that's always going to talk about him, talking about a white van and a group that could be fucking with shit with the Aquarius, with the networking, with her home. Okay. And there's a lot of enlightenment with Apollo and Scorpio. That's the angle. There's a lot of enlightenment. And it's about the physician that gives medicine. Okay. That would give medicine. The physician is literally a physician. Apollo is literally a physician. If you know anything about Greek mythology, you know Apollo he's a physician. He's a doctor. He performed the first C-section. Okay. Missing sun in Aquarius. So the sun is shining here. The sun is shining here at 10 o'clock. This is where the sun is going. The sun is shining here. We're going this way with groups. We're going all the way this way. But it's an angle. It's sextile. So there's a good energy of behavior that is going this way. It's going this way. It's going to this neighbor. It's going down this way to North Mena Vista over this neighbor. Okay, so different neighbors could be involved. There could be some kind of, we just don't know. We don't know who all these people are. There's a vacant home, supposedly, too. Here's a vacant home by Nancy's. What is that saying? This is the FBI. The FBI is meeting their North Node with Venus. How better? I love this angle. I absolutely love it. It goes to Algeria, Libya, Egypt, Saudi Arabia. It could have been anybody from the Middle East here working, doing their due diligence for the military, doing some kind of crazy shit that we have not even thought of. Investigators from channel to channel to channel, they're not even thinking about this. Absolutely ridiculous. This is where I think that whoever it was could have parked. Could have parked right here. This is where the Taurus line is going with evidence. And it does connect to Tommaso. But look, let me just say, Tommaso connects to Israel. People in this case, connect to Israel, they connect to Lebanon, they connect to Syria, they connect to Yemen, they connect to the Hezbollah, Missouri, Vanguard, Raytheon, Fort Huachuca. I mean, we've talked about this. This is a high profile person that knows people, that knows people, that knows people. And if you want to hurt this family, if you want to shut them up and make them cautious, you're going to take something that they love. Okay. Tommaso is having a Chiron return. So this means that he is going to be having a lot of pain. I don't know. I have no idea his birth time. So I don't know what house his Chiron is at, what it's in, how it's going to express itself. I don't know. I don't know his birth time. But he is going through a Chiron return, and so is Fort Huachuca. We got a lot of things are going to be going down with this war, with our markets, with the lobbyists, with the big, big money changers. They're at war with one another. And it's all about money and power. It is what it is. The ransomer is a scholar, very educated. Yes. And that's if, look, this is what I noticed. If we were to go back, I could prove it, I'm sure, because I remembered. I remember. I've got a good memory. If we could go back, it'd probably be like 2 or 3 days after Nancy's missing that there is a ransom. And the media led that. Led that, meaning the media was all about, yes, is there going to be a ransom? Is there going to be a ransom? Has there been a ransom? Is there going to be a ransom? Next thing you know, there's a ransom. 2 days. They created that narrative and it created itself. And it was, people were coming out of the woodwork asking for a ransom, asking for Bitcoin. They were all asking for Bitcoin though. These people don't want money. They don't want to steal a jewel. They don't want money from these people. No, this is so much different than money. This is about war and politics. I've seen this. It's about war and politics. They'll blame it on somebody. You can bet your ass they're going to blame it on somebody. Look at Charlie Kirk. I mean, and the wife. I mean, look at all of that. Like TPUSA died with Charlie Kirk. I don't even know why they're trying to resurrect it with Erica and the team. Like, I just don't get it. I mean, Charlie Kirk created TPUSA. What is TPUSA? And you don't have Charlie Kirk. I don't get it. But I mean, I can see why they're trying, but it's the same thing. Like Nancy Guthrie's case, they're probably going to blame it on somebody. But this is a political warring type of case, and it's going back to arms, arms, and the market and arms. It's political. This is political, guys. This is some intense shit that's gone down with Nancy. And I'm telling you, it is what it is. The war with Iran. Remember what I said? It's not going to be over. The war is not over. The talks with JD Vance. It wasn't going to go well. And did it? Nope. Is it because I'm psychic? Nope. Is it because I read degrees in astrology? Yes. That's why. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. It's going to express itself. And it does. If I tell you to watch a day, I ask you to just watch a day. Let's see how it expresses itself. And then you let me know how it expresses. Did I know how it was going to? No. I just knew that there was something that would. And look, this time period that I'm telling you guys to watch out for with Nancy's case, I'm telling you for a reason. The days that I tell you to watch out for the war, we're just getting started with it all. We're just getting started. We're just getting started. There's so much more to come with the saga and the drama, as Mr. Apex said, the saga of Nancy Guthrie's case, because it does involve money, assets, war. Yeah. We have not even scratched the surface of what is to come, what is going to come. We haven't even scratched the surface. And I'm telling you guys, we are in a critical time with Uranus and Taurus. It's critical. And if you want to know more, instead of what I've just told you, all you got to do is Google Uranus and Taurus and what it means. There's a shakeup abruptly with the earth, with the resources, with money, with groups, assets. We're talking about big players in the money game. And if they are hurting, we are going to hurt. Some serious shit going down. Yeah, I mean, we have no idea. We have no idea truly what is real and what is not. Well, the law enforcement said, the FBI said that at least two is real. They don't know. They don't know. They can find Osama. And we got satellites everywhere. They can find Osama bin Laden. They can take his family off on a plane back to Saudi Arabia. They can throw some, they can throw Osama bin Laden's ass in the ocean. They're so good at finding people, and they can't find our kids. They can't find Nancy. And you know, this family and their connections, Nancy Guthrie's connections to the White House, presidents, first ladies, government, Fort Huachuca. They can't find Nancy. Uh, I think they can. Hmm, I think they can. I think this is absolutely ridiculous that we are even still talking about her case. If they wanted her to be found, if she wanted to be found, she would be found. Period. Period. That's where I'm coming to it. That's where I'm coming to it. Yeah. If they really wanted to find Nancy, Trump, he could care less about finding Nancy. He can't stand Savannah Guthrie or her mother. Let's get real. Let's be raw. Let's be real. They're APAC shit. Come on. That's the reason why I'm seeing all these connections with her. It's because of these connections that she has. Yes, his eyes. Yes. Mhm. Guys. But we'll see. We'll see what's going to come of Tommaso and his bandmate, and we're going to see how all of this is going to. I mean, we're gonna have to just wait and see. We're gonna have to wait and see. I didn't want to show the astrology charts and confuse you guys, but I'm going to. Not tonight, but I'm going to because it'll just, I mean, it blew my mind today. It's exhausting when you're looking at it from chart to chart and you're seeing all the connections. But guys, the Middle East, Syria, Hezbollah, all of these armed militias that are the United States militias. Let's just be real, okay? They're the United States. They're Israel's militias that work on the inside. They're like our, special forces, if you will, and they just call them terrorists. They call them terrorists, but they're really not. They're our peoples that are doing terrorist type of shit, and we are arming them. Okay, our money is our taxes, everything about this godly nation is arming people like them. We're training them. I mean, it's just backwards living, so we gotta have an awakening, guys. I hope we do. I truly do hope we have an awakening because this is absolutely ridiculous. Going to have a date with my pillow. Hey, April. Good to see you, honey. And good night. Good night, babe. Yeah, good night, April. I love you, girl. Oh, I didn't know she was in here. I'm sorry, guys. I've just been talking, 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 and Barb is in the house. Army Vet, Shauna, Jeff, Seth, everybody, Cinderella, LOL Bird. Hey, guys. So, what do you guys? Would you want to see anything, or do you want me to show you the map? What are y'all thinking? What are y'all thinking? I think I'm just going to open it up. I'm going to open it up. Hell, anybody want to come up? You want to talk about it? I'm just, I want to show you guys the astrology, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I almost just think that, why is it doing that? I don't know why it's doing that. I almost think, let me see here. Here we go. There's the fire. I almost think that if I did that, it would just confuse you guys. Showing you the map and everything. It just seems like for me, just looking at it all day today, since I woke up this morning, I mean, Jeff is my witness. It was just constant, just looking at the different connections with Nancy's case. And we are going to ride this wave. Yeah. We can't fix, manage, and control it. That's right. We can't. I mean, we just can't. We just got to be aware, be prepared. Understand that. Hey, Marion, we just have to understand that we're just ride the wave. Yeah, we can't fix, manage, control it, but the warring is not going to stop. I mean, we've talked about the ships. We've talked about what we see in the charts. We talked about the connections that the different ships have with Donald Trump, with Iran and Libya and Syria and Cuba. You know, it's for some reason our, I don't know, it's almost like we definitely want to see, like, I know that Tommaso and his bandmate, Dominic, are pulling lines really hard. And like when the ransom came in, when the last ransom that came in, we looked at the charts and we was like, okay, that's Dominic. That's Dominic all day long. Like, it's Dominic. It's Dominic. Are they going to blame it on him? Is he a part of the problem? Is he a part of it? And is that why Tommaso has got a Chiron return? Is that the reason why? We can think of it in different ways, right? Yeah, we definitely have to educate ourselves. Yes, right. I agree. I agree. I totally agree with what you guys are saying. And feel free, guys, to, take that link. Take that link if you want to come up here and talk about it. Because my goal with this live tonight was just to say that, hey, the previous the previous lives that I've done on this, I just don't want to continuously be redundant. You know what I'm saying? But the previous lives I've done on this, let's look at them. Let's talk about them because they're here. It's here now. We're able to observe this now. We are able to see this in hindsight with what we were seeing, what we were talking about, and here it is. You know, and we should be taking note that the degrees in our charts literally matter in the state of matter. Otherwise, this wouldn't be coming into fruition. And when I say this, I'm talking about the stuff that is going on with the war, the facts that we know. When they say Sonora, Mexico, we don't have Sonora, Mexico on the map because that's where Nancy's husband allegedly died of a heart attack. How convenient would she be dead in the same city as her husband, as her late husband? You know what I'm saying? So, I think that there is a lot of this conspiracy that all the different angles that we need to just talk about because it's not just about Tommaso and Annie, Cameron and Savannah. It is them, but it's their connections too that they have with war. Okay. They have connections that we don't have, right? They have connections. General McCaslin definitely has connections and we don't have either. So I'm just saying, you're saying, let's do it. Let's look at the astrology of it. Okay. Shauna's saying, let's do it. Savannah went over Nano's head and called Mark Kelly. He was involved hours before Nanos even knew about what base Nanos has said. Nanos has been consistent with his story. So here's the thing about Nanos, and it's that, okay, what I know and what we can all know is that if you go back years, you will find that Chris Nanos has been a target since the day that he showed up. Okay. People have been wanting him out, not in. They have been fighting with Chris Nanos. They don't like him. A lot of people like him, but there's a lot of people that don't want him in office. What better way, or with the sheriff's office, what better way to get him out than to show him up that he doesn't know his shit from Shinola. He don't know how to investigate this high profile case. He is, and I don't know if he likes to drink at night. I don't know what his problem is. I'm not harping on anybody that likes to drink at night, but I'm just saying he may not be on his game with the investigation during the day. I don't know what is going on with him. Why he, but I can't just blame it on him and his investigation. I've got to blame it on the FBI too. You got a whole military surrounding this town. Whole military, political driven. Epstein was given to banks there, to schools there, to the education system to study the consciousness in Arizona. 50 grand he gave. We've got that on the map. We know it. We went through the Epstein files. We know the political driver that the Epstein peoples have in Arizona and in Utah, right? We know this. Is Nanos a good investigator? I would say no. Is he any better than the FBI? No. I mean, the FBI hasn't found her. So what have they done? I really don't know. I don't know all that they've done either. Nobody has brought Nancy home, so they got to be doing something different to get different results, and neither one of them have been doing that. And then you've got all that military there. You've got all of the cyber peoples. You got all these dogs. Where's Nancy? Where'd she go? Where's her scent? Where'd she go? Which way did she go? There's so much that we just have no idea about. I think Nanos is somehow involved. I don't know if he knew Nancy at all. Yeah, they are definitely doing a smearing campaign on him big time. And it's about to get surreal for him. It's about to be bad. It's about to be bad. People are suing him left and right. They are doing him really, really bad. It's like a lynching. It's like a lynching. That's the way it seems like it's coming for him, and it hasn't even reached its peak yet. I'm telling you. It has not reached its peak yet with Nanos. Let me actually let me show you the chart. I'll tell you when it's going to hit a peak with him, with Nanos, that is. Let me show you. It is going to hit a peak with him. Let's look at April 27th. And let's look. Okay, so we're okay, so we're getting there. Right here. It's going to reach its peak. That's the reason why I was talking about in my intro, in my live, my past live that I was showing. I was talking about the 17th, and this is the reason why. Is because the 17th, this is when Saturn is going to be at that 738, and there's going to be a lot of warring with Nanos and his work. So by Friday night, it's going to be freaking intense for him. It really is. It's going to be really bad. I wish my pen would work. It's not, guys. I'm sorry. It's not even pulling up. But this Saturn here at a 738, that's when we are going to see a lot of warring with not just him. There's going to be a lot of things going down with Mexico, with Lebanon, and we are going to see things going down with Tommaso, with the FBI, with communications. It could have something to do with the vehicle. But there's, the 17th is a really big day for the case, for Nancy's case. But her case does intertwine with the war. And so I could switch really easily and tell you that also on the 17th, there's going to be expansion with Vladimir, with Russia. There's going to be a lot of warring, things going down with Russia at this time too. So they are definitely intertwining, and that's the reason why I've got the thumbnail with both of them, because these cases are intertwining together. They just are. They just are. And then the day that I'm watching the Chiron return for Fort Huachuca, that's going to be on the 24th of April. This is a big weight on Mike Feldman and Mexico and Syria, Lebanon, the Middle East. It's going to be a big day for Michael for sure. Cyber, it's all about the cybersecurity. That's where Fort Huachuca is going to be. I think the cybersecurity. I think that that's where there's things. Look, the cybersecurity is also connected to Elon Musk. So there's probably going to be some things. It's a lot more hacking. Going to be a lot more hacking going on. There's going to be a lot of truths coming out by different people that are hacking. And what wonderful way to get the truth than for them to hack. Okay. So we are going to see the Chiron for Huachuca. That was the 24th. And then by the 27th and the 28th, that's when we are going to see a lot that's going to come out with Tommaso, with Dominic, with the CIA, with Biden. I mean, there is this, it's like it's throwing up on itself on the 28th. Everything is happening all at once on the 28th. So the 27th, the 28th is also going to be big day. So it's like they're all coming together. There's an intensity that's coming. Major intensity. And I can't tell you how it's all going to work itself out because I'm looking at all kinds of people, all kinds of nations, all kinds of leaders all at once. So, it's difficult. But this is a Chiron return. Chiron return. Some people, look, some people go through a major breakdown when it comes to a Chiron return that Tommaso's going through. No matter what time he's born, he's going through this very significant, painful time. Painful. And it can be like the phoenix that rises from the ashes. It can be death. It can be crucial, time period. It's a midlife crisis. That's what it is. It's like a midlife crisis when you go through a Chiron return. You lose your marbles. You can lose your shit. And it lasts for years. And he's been going through it and he's going to continue to go through it. So I have to keep my eye on him with this case. I do. Because I don't know. I know that he's connected to Israel. I just don't know how. I know that Mike Feldman is Jewish. He's definitely connected to Israel. Hillary had a great relationship with Benjamin Netanyahu. So, you know, I know that their family does not like Trump. So, and Trump doesn't like them. Anyways, those are the days that I want you to remember when it comes to the Nancy Guthrie case that is connected to this war, because these are the days that it's going to really matter the most. So, again, I hope you have written those down. I'll remind you. Don't worry. I got you. I got you in case you forget. I'm going to keep reminding you. I'm going to just keep coming on, keep telling you the same thing, and just, being redundant, because I think that it's going to matter. In the grand scheme of things, I think that it's going to matter if you see that it does produce. How it's going to produce, we don't know. We're not God, but just write it down. Yeah, just write it down. We'll see how it works out. You never know. Me and Jill were talking today. It'd be great if great things can happen. We just never know. We never know, and sometimes it can be great things that happen. You know, it started with her within her own party. Yep. And really, when we really get down to it, the only difference in the different party systems is the way that they create a division for us. They want us bickering back and forth about the different parties when they're just all just peas in a pod, just hanging out, just loving it, just laughing at us, fighting over each other. I mean, fighting with each other about them. And they're hanging out on the island together, rubbing elbows and everything else that they're rubbing together. Together. They're doing it together on the Epstein Island. There was no bickering or any type of political problems going down. They weren't fighting over who was going to be president or who was going to be vice president or who was going to do this and who was going to do that. They were just hanging out, partying with Epstein and talking about distracting and confusing and dumbing us down with their bullshit. Yeah, I will. I will. All right, guys. It's been almost 2 hours. I'm going to jump off here. But thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me tonight about Nancy Guthrie and this war because it's none of it's over. It's not going to be over. We are in this. Things are changing. We are in a massive shift. So buckle up. Buckle up, guys. Need to get me a forensic deck. Yeah. Yeah. I wish that there was a science to the forensic astrology. I do. I do. And I love you. I love you guys. Yes. Good night, everybody. Y'all sleep tight. We'll see you again tomorrow, guys. I'll be back at it again tomorrow. We'll be talking about it. I'll definitely be showing all kinds of astrology tomorrow. All right. Peace out, guys.